Somebody may come to you with their desire for attention in some way, but their need is to be powerful enough to not need your attention. So there's different ways in which we can understand how to serve others, to empower them if we are fully present. And being fully present means being soul conscious, I, the soul, present in this body, and being fully aware of all my virtues and powers. And the soul has many virtues and many powers. When we're not aware of them, it's as if we don't have them. When we are aware of them, they're there, and we start to use them. I remember once somebody, the sister who would look after the filing, she was clearing out the office, and she would ask me, should I throw this away or not? You know how? And there's something she brought to me. I forget what it was now, but she said, well, should I throw this away? I said, oh, I didn't know that was there. Oh, that may be useful, why don't we keep it? And she looked at me and she said, you didn't even know it existed, so how can you say it's useful? And she teased me about that for a long time. Sometimes in the filing cabinet of the soul, there are many, many useful things that we have forgotten existed. And our virtues are there, waiting to be used. The original qualities of the soul, we've meditated on these now quite a few times. Peace, love, purity, power, joy. Right? Do you feel these are your qualities? And these qualities have a very powerful presence. But when we begin to use those qualities in life, they're expressed as virtues. So, for example, if we think about the quality of peace, it's as if those inner qualities are the seed. They're the seed of an attitude and consciousness. And when we begin to act based on that, then how we express ourselves are in these different virtues or qualities that then interact with the other person or with the situation. Because it's actually not just our thoughts, but it's actually our subtle attitude that creates our presence. So if your quality of peace is emerged, you're aware, I'm a peaceful soul, then that will translate in your life into beautiful qualities or virtues such as stability, such as clarity, that come from a calm and peaceful state of mind. Things will happen and everybody around you may be getting upset, but you'll remain calm and you'll be able to act. Just a very, quite a powerful example of this, when the tsunami hit now, 2006, I think, in Asia. And I happened actually to be in Mount Abu at the time, and I was at the table with some of the daddies, the elder sisters, when the phone calls were coming in from our centres, and we have centres all over Asia, from Sri Lanka, from South India especially, and they were hearing the news, and of course they're asking everything okay, anything you need, and we actually did quite a lot of relief work where we have centres. But the brother who looks after our services in Sri Lanka, he was in Colombo, and they had flooding right up to they had to go onto the first floor. They had, the ground floor was completely flooded. And he said, we're in the same situation as our neighbours, but you should see the faces of our neighbours. He wasn't being critical, he was, saying they were in extreme distress. And he said, we are feeling the power of peace. And so they were able to start to do things and start to help people, of course. You can see it in an extreme situation like this. They had that presence of inner peace. So they were actually able to work very constructively. And in our interactions, in our relationships, or, there's a problem, it's that person who keeps calm who'll say, well, actually, just need to do this, and they fix the problem. The power of peace gives us clarity and stability. Very, very useful. And then what comes from love? The presence of love. From that, care, compassion, nurture. This is something that I see very much in the daddies as leaders. They're very strong leaders, and they know exactly, they have a very powerful vision, they know exactly what needs to happen, and their vision is very powerful that it happens. I remember we had a retreat and there were the two daddies present, and they were talking about some land that they were going to get and a retreat centre they wanted to build outside Delhi. And I looked at them, I thought, the way they were talking about it, they hadn't even bought the land yet, was as if they could see it in front of them, literally. And a few years later, I saw it literally with my eyes. So the power of vision. But they're also mothers, like world mothers. They have the presence of a mother, the presence of love. And so the care, the compassion, the nurture, the sensitivity. I think I was telling the class, not here, Friday morning, I had to leave at about 5 o'clock. So I got ready, then 4:45 in the morning. Just at the end of the meditation, I went to see Daddy Janki, because now I won't see her because she leaves for India this evening, and I get in, our paths cross. And so she gave me that drishti, gave me a lot of love, deeply spiritual time. And then she says to me, have you taken something for breakfast? Did you take some fruit? I said, yes, Daddy, I've got some breakfast. And then I went to get fruit because I hadn't taken fruit. But the presence of a mother, it really touched me. This deep spiritual exchange, and then, have you taken your breakfast? So the love. And then, what comes from wisdom? When we have the power of wisdom, then we are very fair in our dealings, and we have a lot of patience and understanding. Patience is something that's a virtue that's lacking in today's world. Everything's instant, and I've now created, I would say it's a, I was going to say it's a sin, I don't know, I've taken that step. A few days ago I actually got a BlackBerry. I thought, oh no, always said I never would. But everything instant. So there's a lot of impatience in our world. And if there's the power of wisdom, then a person becomes patient. Okay, I understand. I can see 3 aspects of time, not just one. When you're present in the present, you understand the past, the present, and the future. So you know what has created a situation, and you know the consequences of any action you may take for the future. So patience and understanding. And people in today's world want understanding. How many people tell me, but so-and-so doesn't understand me, or we feel misunderstood? So the power of wisdom.